Hi, I'm Sarah Norton, and this is the Your Beautiful Soul podcast, where I hope you will come home to healing. What exactly does it mean to heal, and why is it so important? We don't have to be perfect and be whole to be happy or to live our purpose. But when we feel weak and broken, it seems like the forward progress we're making each day doesn't even come close to matching our effort. The energy expenditure of 2 steps forward, yet the discovery that we are feeling further and further behind when we wake up each morning. But when we intentionally address our bodies, minds, and spirits and work a little bit on our healing, growth, and freedom each day, we can make almost all of our steps be in the forward direction and with a lot less struggle. The healing itself takes work and effort, but it pays off dramatically, even while we are still in the healing process. Imagine if we could harness all or most of our energy into creating new things and deeply feeling all of the richness that life has to offer around us right now. I know that for me, when I'm trapped in the struggle, I feel numb, lost, and bleak. But when I connect with truth and light and make progress in my healing and my personal growth, I feel amazing, connected with nature, connected with my creator, and all of life seems brighter. This is not to say that I am perfect or don't have bad days or bad weeks. I still do. I cried in my husband's arms this morning, in fact. But it always turns around, and I mean always. I love that. And so, my friends, I am here to give you a boost, a lift, a shove even, if you need it. I want to encourage you and love you. I will be your encourager and your lover. Wait, just the first one. But I will love you. I already do. I learned a whole lot about love and healing 12 years ago when I lost my baby sister Liza to suicide. And even more tragically, I lost my baby brother Bill, who was almost 34 years old, to suicide 2 years ago today, which is why I'm wearing black. You usually will see me in much brighter colors, but 2 years ago today was one of the worst days of my life. But I'm okay, and so is he. I love my little brother so much, and he's the reason that I worked up the courage to get this project off the ground today. But this all started for me 12 years ago when I spoke at my little sister's memorial service. I promised her that I would help other beautiful souls like her to see their true beauty and understand their infinite value, and to help them learn how much this world needs the wonderful things that only they can offer. I wanted to rescue people. I hadn't been able to rescue her, but I wanted to help rescue others. And I know that sounds a little idealistic and extreme, but exactly 2 months from the day that she died, I was able to save someone's life. My 15-year-old son, Rustin, at the time, he was 15, and I and another man, Michael Harrison, rescued an unconscious man from a burning car. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. Jeremy Tilby was the son of a dear friend of mine, and I had no idea who he was as we were saving him from certain death. I also had no idea why he was unconscious and why his car was on fire. But I do know that as I watched over his unconscious body that we had carried and laid on the side of the road, I loved him with my whole soul. I pet his hair, and I begged him to wake up and to be okay. I prayed my heart out that God would let him live, and he did. It turns out that Jeremy had a seizure behind the wheel, and luckily he pulled over his car just in time and got it into park. He must have floored the gas pedal and revved the engine for who knows how long during his medical emergency, which then started the engine on fire and then engulfed his whole entire car in flames moments after we pulled him out. It burned for a very long time. The police and fire were on other calls that day. But when they finally arrived, Jeremy was taken to the hospital, and I found out a few hours later that he was my dear friend's only son. I was struck with the amazement at how perfect the timing was that the three of us arrived at the perfect place and time to save Jeremy from the smoke and flames. How we didn't even know it when we woke up that morning, and when I was crying, missing my little sister, that God would use us that very day to save a life, and that it would heal and inspire us as well. And later I saw that Jeremy's life would be forever changed by his own experience of being rescued at the very last moment. Jeremy has a beautiful story, and I hope to have him on here and share that with you too. So Jeremy needed rescuing, and I needed to help rescue someone. Even in my grief and pain, I was available enough for God to make sure that we were at the right place at the right time. My son was so fast and strong, I knew he was where he was supposed to be as well. A fire was lit under me that day to continue my rescue mission of beautiful souls. And I created my first 12-week well-rounded fitness challenge that 180 people signed up for, and many of whom finished and were immensely blessed by. And today, I still wonder who else is unconscious and in danger? Who is trapped? How can I help wake them up and free them? I have not been trapped in a burning car, but I know the awful feeling of being stuck in your own personal hell. And I also know how hard and incredibly brave it is to be free. How can I help you be free? Where are you? What do you need? I would love to hear from you and to know where you're at and what kind of things would help you be free. What does your burning car look like? Why can't you get out? Are you asleep, numb, scared, confused, just plain tired or lost? I know the feeling, trust me. But we don't have to stay there. We don't have to stay in our burning cars. And if you're dealing with any thoughts of suicide or need help, you can always call 988. It's the new emergency number. There are so many tools to help us feel better. I made a list of them. It's very, very long, and I will share it with you on another podcast or parts of it on every podcast. But even better than that is our Creator, our God, the master of this incredible universe is here for all of us. And it doesn't matter who we are, what we have done, or what we call this beautiful source of truth and light that shines on all of us each day. There is hope, there is healing, and life can be so much fun, especially when we do it together. I'm actually quite fascinated by the process of pulling ourselves out of pain and how it works for different people. I want us to come together and help each other feel better, even if it's just a little bit better at first. Just knowing that it's possible is the hope that we need to hang in there. And I hope we can bring that to each other when we meet together like this, or in my classes, coaching sessions, or retreats. So as we heal and learn and grow, we will realize that one of our greatest secrets to feeling our best is when we are being the most us that we can be. Each and every one of us has something super specifically important to add to this planet. Maybe it's big and flashy, but most likely it's small, but still massively important. And it needs to be done, and it needs to be done by you, and you will love it, even if it's hard. It will fill you with deep satisfaction, and you will get to experience being in the flow. We'll talk a lot more about that later. Doing this podcast for me is how I am being the most Sarah that I can be. I have been studying, teaching, and experimenting with these things as I do my own healing and growing for years, and I've been taking lots of notes so I can share it with you now. And I actually can't believe I'm finally here. My talents and my interests have finally come together to help me live my happiest life. What are your talents? What do you love? How can you bring those together to feel awesome and to help others feel awesome too? It's such a fun journey to discover our true selves and then to put it into action. You might not realize it, but you already have been sharpening your skills and you've been doing the things that you love doing all of your life. That's why you keep getting drawn to them, because it's part of your purpose. Maybe you already are living your purpose. Maybe, like me, you know your purpose and are trying to live it, but sometimes you get lambasted with lots of resistance. I find myself fighting major resistance when I'm doing the very most important things. It takes a lot of bravery to be authentic, real, and just put yourself out there, raw and vulnerable. So let's do this again next week. I will share some more tools, more stories, and some aha moments that I've had. And I want to hear yours too. And I will bring on other guests to share their stories of healing with you. Your assignment this week is to do some self-reflection on where you are in this process. Are you needing some major healing or just some encouragement? Do you know your purpose, or are you just working on keeping it going, but you keep getting derailed? Are you just killing it, but you just want to help gathering people to your place of love and liberty? Let me know, and let's talk again soon. Oh, and ladies, my next retreat is March 1st through the 4th, 2023. So sign up today and learn more about all that I have to offer at yourbeautifulsoul.net. And remember, I love you and your beautiful soul.